They will go crazy and will be your slave forever if you do this to a narcissist. Have you ever pondered the aftermath of disengaging from a narcissist in your life? Let us enlighten you. They undergo a profound upheaval. Ceasing communication leads to a substantial blow to their narcissistic self, and they find it intolerable. Why, you inquire? Narcissists are individuals deeply plagued by insecurities and a diminished sense of self-worth. Instead of confronting their internal struggles, they resort to manipulating and controlling others and their surroundings to establish a semblance of stability and security. By exerting influence over people, they believe they can dictate the course of their lives, thereby regulating their emotional equilibrium and self-esteem. If this resonates with your current experience, fear not. We're here to assist. Our personalized consultations begin at just $1 a week, aiming to guide you through coping with narcissistic behavior and reclaiming your own sense of empowerment. Click the provided link in the description to embark on your journey towards a more enlightened and self-aware future. When you make the decision to distance yourself from a narcissist or implement a no-contact strategy, they interpret it as a usurpation of control. By doing so, you disrupt their ability to manage their self-esteem and emotional well-being. They lose the ability to use you as a stabilizing or reassuring force. This leaves them in a state of despair and insignificance, devoid of anyone to validate or support their fabricated self-image. The experience induces pain, leading them to believe that your intention is to inflict harm upon them. Narcissists seldom acknowledge the harm they inflict on others. They remain in a state of denial, refusing to recognize the extent of the damage they cause. They justify their actions, enabling them to avoid feelings of shame. Rather than confronting their feelings of inadequacy, narcissists choose to perceive their negative traits and the problems they create as sources of power. This mindset allows them to sustain a sense of importance in someone else's life, holding on to their false self. This sense of significance is ultimately what a narcissist craves. All they crave is acknowledgement and a sense of being heard to establish their existence. If they can't capture your attention through positivity or admiration, they may resort to pulling you down or disrupting your life. Any form of attention, even negative, serves to validate their existence, and that's the only thing that truly matters to them. When you choose to implement a no-contact approach with a narcissist, they might spiral into chaos. The avenue for their emotional regulation is slipping away, and they come face to face with their genuine feelings about themselves. Years of unaddressed shame and blame projected onto others catch up to them when they finally find themselves alone, and coping becomes overwhelming. Instead, they prefer to perpetuate a facade, pretending the reality doesn't exist in your presence. It's much simpler for them to deflect their insecurities onto you, evading any form of self-reflection. They have the skill to deflect their feelings of shame and inadequacy onto you, placing blame for their shortcomings on your shoulders. When you're present, sidestepping self-reflection becomes effortless for them, as they adeptly manipulate you into supporting their distorted persona and narrative. Simultaneously, they skillfully convince you that you are the source of the problem. Opting for a no-contact approach with a narcissist means you're no longer accessible for them to exploit. You withdraw support for their concocted self-image and narrative. This abrupt shift unsettles the carefully constructed false persona they've maintained. Questioning or challenging their actions inflicts wounds, as it confronts their counterfeit self, a facade constructed from the belief that their true selves are insufficient. By cutting off all validation for their false self, you unintentionally provoke heightened anger and frustration in the narcissist, causing them to feel diminished, insignificant, and devoid of worth. Unable to handle the overwhelming shame, they reach a point of desperation and become fixated on locating you, resorting to stalking or other invasive methods to establish contact. If these attempts prove futile, and you persist in resisting their intrusion, they may resort to intimidation, harassment, hurtful language, or even physical violence. Their actions are geared towards reclaiming control of the situation. In their desperation, they are willing to stoop to any level, compromising their morals, and doing whatever it takes to grab your attention and re-establish your involvement, regardless of the damaging and destructive consequences it may entail. Thank you for watching. I hope this content has resonated with you. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications for my future videos. Your continued support is appreciated, and stay tuned for more content.